Hello everyone, Megan Alexander here with Greg Cross from Soul Machines. Wonderful to see you, Greg.
Great to see you, Megan.
We are here at the World Economic Forum in Davos. Just had a fascinating conversation. The Trans-Human Code Initiative, what it means as we move forward, technology and humans, how we will continue to work together.
Yep.
And Greg, you brought us Rachel, and you need to explain to everyone who Rachel is and why today was so special.
Sure. So, I mean, Rachel's one of our digital humans. She's actually a real person who works for our company and helps build Digital Rachel. And the objective of Digital Rachel is literally to put a face on artificial intelligence. As human beings, we're going to be spending so much more of our time in the future interfacing and interacting with machines. So whether it's a self-driving car or whether it's a robot or whether it's an AI system, machines are going to play a bigger and bigger part of our life. So for us, we believe that those machines are more useful to us if they're more like us. And there is nothing that creates that human condition like the human face. It is the ultimate expression of our humanity. It is the way we establish those emotional connections. So the objective of our digital humans like Rachel is to enable machines to connect with us, help us more, in many respects do things that we are not good at, we don't like to do, or we can't afford to do today. So there's just so many incredible opportunities for this type of technology.
As you introduced us to Rachel, you captivated the room. You could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet in here as everybody was watching her. I think everyone excited, a few people fearful. We actually asked folks in the room to raise their hand if they were worried and fearful of Rachel. What would you say to those people who raised their hand?
Yeah, we get that. Some people will always react in a fearful manner. What I'd say to people is, when you get the opportunity to talk to Rachel or another one of our digital humans, take it and see if you enjoy the experience. What we found when people actually do get to talk to Rachel one-on-one, they find her emotionally engaging, and when they find Rachel emotionally engaging, they can actually establish a relationship, and that actually takes away the fear. Just think about it when we talk to another real human being. I mean, often we're fearful about talking to somebody like you who spends all of their time in front of television. But when you actually talk to a television presenter and a journalist, it's actually talking to another real person. So it's really not that much difference.
And where do we go from here? In terms of, people are concerned that a Rachel will maybe take over their job or be in competition, but you talked about how we can work in harmony. Where do we go from here, moving forward into the future? What's next?
It really comes down to using your imagination. I mean, yes, some jobs will be better done by robots and digital customer service agents and digital humans like Rachel in the future. Often these are jobs that real people aren't good at. They may be jobs we don't even like to do. They're even jobs that companies can't even afford to pay real people to do. So there's so many interesting efficiencies and opportunities for customers to redefine their relationships with the companies that they like to buy stuff off. Rachel will recognize you when she sees you. So, you can always have a personalized experience. She will learn about your personality. So when she starts to talk to you, she will remember, Megan's a happy person, so, I should smile and engage with her on that basis. Rachel will remember what things upset you or make you angry. So, the opportunity to create these highly personalized experiences and to actually then, using AI as the underlying platform, provide you with specialized knowledge that's really important to you, are huge opportunities to do really interesting and different stuff. I talked a little bit about bringing people back to life. So we're working on a project at the moment to bring one of the world's great artists back to life. This is an artist that's been passed many, many years ago. So we have the opportunity to reconnect with people that we've never known, understand what made them do what they do, what made them tick, why they painted the pictures they did, how they painted them, where they painted them, what's happened to that painting since they painted it. So it becomes a whole new channel for us to tell stories, to enrich our culture, to keep our parts of our humanity very, very much alive and extended into the future.
As you were sharing that, I was thinking, wouldn't it be fascinating to have a conversation with William Shakespeare? If you could bring him back to life first, please.
Sure, of course. I mean, and that that is possible.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it is possible. I mean, although there are no. I mean, you start to come across challenges. So we build our digital humans based on the real live likenesses of real human beings. So some of the great artists, the Da Vinci's, the Picassos, there's no video footage. In some cases, there are no photographs of these people. So, but there are lookalikes. So we can start with creating lookalikes. We can recreate their personalities based on the writings, and the biographies and the analysis of their characters that have been developed. So we develop the personality, we develop a voice. And then it becomes about using platforms like Watson to create the content and the answers to the questions that we may all want to ask of William Shakespeare. So, I mean, there's just, it's a process, and it takes time to do these, particularly when people from very long time ago. But it is possible, and it is something that we will do.
Can't even imagine how you begin to list who comes first.
Yeah, I mean, with the technology we're building, we're still learning. We don't know what we don't know about it. So, we're trying to experiment with, different types of peoples, different types of celebrities. Do people want to be able to, kids want to be able to converse with their favourite sports star? We've got another project we're doing at the moment where we're bringing some of the world's favourite toys to life so that children can actually talk to their favourite characters. And parents are happy about that because you can use their favourite toys to deliver educational content. So, I have the most fun job in the world.
You really do. You really do.
I go around the world using my imagination, and people come up with these wild, crazy ideas, and we say, wow, that's incredible. We can do that.
Yes. And I have a list for you that I will get to after. That's right. But we've been talking about values at the Transhuman Code initiative. How are we different than technology? How is a person different than Rachel in terms of what it means to be human? And I asked the panel, how do your values affect your work and moving forward, and how far is too far in terms of being able to be stronger, better, faster? Where do you fall in that? How do you process and sort of keep it all in check, if you will?
Yeah, so, I travel around the world and I meet AI developers and researchers all over the world, and I haven't come across a single person who wants to see this used for anything other than the good of mankind. So we start with the intention of the creators, I think. It's always a great place to start. We have as a company, and my business partner Mark, have a very, very strong, view that we want to do great things with our technology in the world. We want to be able to provide digital teachers for kids that don't have access to teachers, digital healthcare providers to communities that don't have real healthcare providers. So, there are so many good things we can do that we don't have to at all focus on, the negative things. Most technologies get used for the good of humankind. There are bad people in the world, and that is part of the human condition, unfortunately. So that will be that has always been a byproduct of our technology and the evolution of our technology. When we invented fire, we ended up with arsonists, but most of us aren't like that. So that's part of it. There's another element which really goes to the Transhuman Code initiative that we talked about here tonight, is when you talk to a real human being, and the way you feel about that conversation, that's only stored in our own brain. When you talk to a digital human, your emotions, your personality gets captured by an artificial intelligence system. So we're about to start capturing a whole new level of data about ourselves and about our relationships with companies, with brands, with people in our lives. That information, that data is incredibly valuable, it's incredibly important, and it's incredibly personal. So, we believe, initiatives like the Transhuman Code are really, really important because ultimately we believe people should have control over that data, of their personality, of their character, of their emotional state. They should have control of that. They should have the ability to decide who gets to use it, and to use it in a way that's actually helpful to them. And obviously, hopefully, with the blockchain technologies that are emerging, we can see some exchange of value. Companies can often help us more if they know more about us. They know what we like, what we don't like. But that should be our choice. It shouldn't be somebody else's choice.
And then finally, what would you recommend to anyone out there that wants to be a part of this? You mentioned control, security, wants to feel in control of their conversation and often feels like technology is moving so quickly. What would you recommend?
You've got to do with what you're comfortable with. I always encourage people to be creative and curious about what's coming next, because like most things in life, it doesn't actually turn out to be as scary as it really is. So, engage in the conversation, be involved, and learn. It really is the most exciting decade ever for people to be alive and to be experiencing the change that's happening.
You certainly captivated the room. We could go on and on. Greg, thank you so very much. Tell Rachel thank you as well, will you?
Of course. She's the star of the show. I'm just the support act.
She really was, but you're a very good support act.
Cool.
Greg
Thank you
Cross
very
with
much.
Soul Machines. Thank you. See you next year.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Cheers.
Okay. Thank you. Good job. Thank you so much. Perfect.